Keeping that in mind that you can always move faster than me or slower than me because you are unique and you are special. And then as you finish that 6th round of breath, take one more moment to really let the body sink, let it become heavy. And then activate and engage. Play with that again. Release, soften, surrender into that shape you chose. And then intensify, activate, feel the muscles engage. One more time, just like that. Perfect. And then we'll begin to adjust and shift. I'm going to have you grab your 2 blocks. And we're going to place them where your feet are. So I like the lowest level, but some people like the 2nd level. Your choice. We'll lay back down on our blocks and place the heels on the blocks. Take a couple of breaths, just feeling. I want to make sure that the heel is on the block. If you were to bend the knees, could you bring your toes closer to the block? So I don't want to dangle off, but we all have different size feet. And then take the arms alongside the body, palms down by the hips, please. As you inhale, think bridge pose, but keep the legs straight. Press into the heels, lift the bum off the ground and lower. We'll take that several times, just floating the bum and the waist off of the ground. Perfect. This is activity through the thighs. God, when I do this, I'm like, cuss words coming out of my head. Harder than you know. It's way hard, right? They're rocking it, Joanna, in here. Perfect. Take about 3 more. Just exploring. Notice the way the toes move. Do you rock the toes out? Can you keep the toes up to the sky? Yes. What does it feel like if you flex versus if you point the feet? Just explore and notice. I know I said 3 more, but that's way more than 3, right? If you practiced with me before, I can't count. I can't count past 3. Okay. Perfect. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little side to side rocking along the back. And then lay that left foot on the ground. The right knee's coming to the armpit, half happy baby. Reach for the foot or the shin or the thigh. Use the arm strength to roll that knee, press it down to the ground. I don't care if the left bum cheek lifts. And then just kind of pulse back and forth here a few times, exploring, warming up. And I'd like you to explore, what does it feel like if you engage that thigh muscle again and engage the hip flexor? Can you find softness through the hamstring and the glutes? We're going to take that right foot threaded underneath the left leg. Bring the right foot all the way around. You can reach for it with your hand. See if you can squeeze it up to the glutes. And then again, this pulsing sensation, trying to activate the thigh. So can you reach the knee toward the blocks and then soften that? This movement, this intensity can be personalized. So you do you. Perfect. Release that right foot. It's coming across the body, supine twist. The right leg can be bent or straight. You can stretch the arms out. I'm going to encourage you to keep the left leg bent. And again, there can be pulsing here. You can reach the toes to the floor and then reach the right shoulder to the floor. And then we're going to explore adding those three together as a vinyasa, as a flow. So roll back on to your back. Find half happy baby. Thread the foot underneath the thigh. Press the knee to the ground. Release, find the supine twist. Perfect. Take it maybe 2 or 3 more times. Let go of the idea of it should look like something and begin to feel how the muscles activate and soften. Looking for balance between that intensity and that ease. And then when you finish your third set, hug the knees into the chest again. Find a little bit of ease, maybe even circle the knees before we move to the other side. If you do circle the knees, please go in both directions. Right foot lands on the floor, half happy baby, left side. And again, this exploration of movement. So feel organic, feel the body shifting and stretching, working cross body diagonally. And then thread that left foot underneath the right leg. Reach for it, squeeze it up to the bum, stretch the knee away. I'm hoping this feels really good in your body, like you're like, oh, I'm warming up. And then move into the supine twist. We unthread the left leg, we take it across the body, we stretch and extend. Combine the 3 movements, rolling onto the back, half happy baby, really active there. Thread the foot. Move in a supine twist as you're ready. 3 more times. The other thing I'm hoping you're beginning to discover is as you move and shift across the body, that it starts to warm up. You feel a little bit more limber in the body. Almost as if the body was capable of doing anything I asked you to do today. It's not a threat. It's not a threat. As you finish your third one, again, hug the knees into the chest. There's no rush whatsoever. And again, maybe you find a circling of the knees. Maybe you just roll side to side. Using that moment to just tap in and notice. Perfect. I want you to bring the knees in as close to the armpits as you can, but no hands. We're going to work on active range of motion here in the hip flexors. So little pulses, squeeze the knee into the armpits and then knees shift away. And then as you do this, reach the hands up to the sky, palms up to the sky. So fingertips are towards your face. Maybe those knees start to tap the tricep, the arm. Maybe you're like, you want me to do what? And then explore one where you press the ceiling up and lift the head. See if you can get those knees to the arms and then set them back down. Yes, it's supine crow. Great observation, Mary. Only on this one, you don't have to lift your hind knee into the air. So it feels like it'd be easier, but it's really hard. Let's take one more. Perfect. Release the feet down to the ground. Let the feet be comfortable. We're coming into a flowing bridge, incorporating the arms. So feet can be about in line with the hips. They can be a bit wider. I want you to start pressing through the feet. Roll to the toes and lift the heels. And then press the heels down and lift the toes. Roll to the pinky edges of the feet and then the big toe edges. Find a balanced foot. Start with the hands alongside the hips. As you press into the feet to lift the hips, reach the arms up and overhead. See if you can take them all the way back behind you, tap the ground, and then return. Bum to the ground, hands down to the ground. Take about 6 of these. If you want a little exploration, see if the arms can land at the same time the hips come to the highest point. Oh. 4 more. Connecting that movement to your breath. Letting the movement instigate, letting the breath instigate the movement. I think there's 2 more if I'm counting your body correctly. On the last one, we're going to stay lifted. Perfect. Now in that lifted pose, think about shooting the knees toward me, really lifting up through the hips. Squeeze the glutes so that give you more stability. Stretch through the fingertips. See if you can feel the intensity all the way through the armpits. Excellent. Take another breath here. Don't hold the breath. As you exhale, lower down. Hug the knees into the chest once more. Yogi's choice. You can roll onto the side or rock and roll. We're going to try to rock and roll up to stand. Take as much momentum as you need. Eventually, we'll make our way up to stand. Yeah. Come on, Julie. You can do it, Julie. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, the mats are optional, right? You don't have to stay on the mats. Find yourself in Tadasana. Really feel activated. Roll the shoulders around. Take a moment here and just slide one hand on top of the other. Close your eyes if that's comfortable and set an intention, a purpose for your practice. With the next inhalation, circle arms up and overhead. As you exhale, swan dive down, exaggerate it, stretch through the shoulders, draw breath in, half lift. And fold. Step your right foot to the back of the mat, lower the knee down. I want you to rock back and forth, straightening the front leg. I'm going to give you permission today in class to let the knee pass the toes. I know that's usually like, what? Take it. The next time the knee bends, press into the hands, lift that back knee, step back, down dog. Ripple forward into plank pose. My hands are on blocks just because they're there. You're welcome to play with that variation or not, your choice. Lower the knees down. Now stay the body in a nice long plank. So if you had a little kid with a Hot Wheel car, it would slide right down to the kneecaps, right? We tend to kind of pop the booty in the air. I want to draw it in. Yes, excellent. Now think about keeping that bum there. Bend the elbows, lower chest and chin. Bum's going to stay high in the air. We lower down and then slide up forward. Cobra pose. Tuck the toes, down dog. Right leg lifts. Step it to the top of the mat. Step it wide. Put those pinkies on the long edge of the mat. Think lizard pose. Now go ahead and wiggle that knee. Shift it out. Yes, draw it back in. See how much range of motion. Knee goes away from the body. Knee squeezes in. One more time, just like that. Perfect. Bring it back in. Step to the top of the mat. Half lift as you draw breath in. And fold. Rise up. Other side. Exhale. Fall down. Whew. half lift, draw a breath in. As you exhale, left leg step to the back of the mat. We lower the knee, a little bit of that rocking half Hanumanasana, half splits, half monkey pose. Just exploring the range of motion. Next time the knee bends, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step back, down dog. Ripple forward into plank. Hold in the plank. Notice the position. Can you engage the thighs and soften the bum? What does that do? Can you squeeze the bum and soften the thighs? How does that feel? Lower the knees. Again, that funky variation of lowering chest and chin. Slide forward. Down dog. Left leg lifts. Step it to the top of the mat. Step it wide. We're moving into lizard. Flay the knee open. Squeeze the knee in. Excellent. Several times. Just exploring. Be aware of what's happening with that right leg. Keep the hamstring high up to the sky. Next time your knee comes in, step the other foot forward. Adjust the feet, half lift as you draw a breath in. And fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale and fold. Here in the fold, I want you to linger. Maybe you widen the feet a little bit. Tuck the chin to the chest. Let the hand find the opposite arm and add a little sway, ragdoll. Look for ease in the spine. I don't have to look at y'all, and then I'm looking, Mary's trying to take a picture. I'm like, what's up, Betty? I'm just like wobbling around. There you go, Mary. All right, thank you. Swaying side to side, smoothing out the breath. Let the hands come down, release, draw breath in, half lift, and fold. Step or hop both feet to the back of the mat, plank pose. Now I'm gonna stay with that knees, chest, and chin movement, but if you want to take chaturanga, you can. What I'm doing in that knees, chest, and chin lowering is working through the back. So move as you exhale, lowering down. Inhale, sliding and extending. Exhale, down dog. Perfect. Right leg lifts. Really reach with the heel. Press the heel back as if you were the one trying to hold that mirror to the wall. And then come right here. Press here. There you go. Do you feel the activation along the bum and the hamstring? Are you breathing in the hold? This is where we build strength. Now bend the knee and find some big juicy circles, as big as you'd like. Take about 2 or 3 in both directions. And then when you feel complete with those circles, right foot stepping in between the hands. Big move, lift up, warrior 2. You're facing the props. Taking this moment to really settle in. Can you sink the hips a little bit more? Can you think about that engagement in the right hip flexor, really drawing the thigh into the hips? Beautiful. Right hand's gonna come down on the inside of the foot. You can find block or floor, side angle. Here in your side angle, squeeze the arm against the leg and the leg squeezes back. There's a power play. Neither one is winning. They are pressing equally. And then still think about that hip flexor. Think about the right bum. Could you tuck it under and kind of shift the bum toward the props? So instead of sticking the bum out like this, roll it under, tighten it up. Yes, perfect. Lift back up, warrior 2. Move all the way through exalted, right hand lifts. Cartwheel the arms, frame that front foot, step back, move through your vinyasa, your dance. Move with your breath, adding, deleting, lingering, flowing. With this awareness that we meet in down dog. Left leg lifts, really press the heel back. Whew. Take a couple of breaths there. Flex through the butt. As if you were the one holding it up. And then bend the knee and circle that thing. Swirl it around as big as you can, both directions. Just like before, as you're ready, that floating foot steps to the top of the mat, rise up, warrior two. This time we're facing the white wall of the bathrooms. Think about that space where the hip and the thigh meet. Really draw the thigh back, invite the hips to sink a little bit lower. Sometimes that's a subtle shift of just sliding the back foot away. Roll the bum under. Oh, yes. Perfect. Now reach forward. That left hand's coming down on the inside of the leg. Slide in. When we press the leg against the hand and the hand against the leg, what happens is it gives us more space to roll the chest toward that bathroom wall. We want to bring the left arms around. Yes, beautiful. One more breath. As you inhale, warrior two. As you exhale, exalted. Take the arm up and over. And take an inhale, exhale, cartwheel the hands, step back, move through your dance, your vinyasa. From down dog, notice the breath, feel it. As you inhale, propel forward into plank pose. As you exhale, shift back down dog. That's the vinyasa. Take 3 more. Inviting, encouraging the breath to create the movement. For the movement to match the length of your breath. Feel free to slow down. We will meet in down dog. Right leg lifts. As you exhale, step it forward, top of the mat, warrior two. We've been here before, hit it. Whoop. Excellent. This time we're going to exalt first. So right hand lifts, take a side bend. Now I want you to reach that top hand really far behind you. Reach the left hand down. See if you can stretch the fingers down to the calf. Maybe you're like, oh, I can be down to my ankle. And then warrior two. Right hand's coming down on the inside. Perfect. A little exploration here. A lot of times we sink into the hand and the thigh. I want to know, can you bring both hands forward so that the arms frame the face? Can you keep the warrior two? So same exact warrior two, but I'm asking you to extend through the side body. Really activate those. Yes, you've got it. Now remember the ribs. Your bottom rib rolls forward, your top rib rolls up. You might have to lift a little bit, that's okay. Perfect. Now come all the way up, warrior two. Step to the top of the mat. Lift the arms. Widen the feet here just a little bit, maybe wider than hips. Take your right finger, circle the left wrist. Side bend. Come back through center. Switch out the hands, side bend. Perfect. Now bring the feet a little bit closer together. Arms come forward. Palms pressing, reaching out. Fingers to the ceiling as high as you can. Sink into chair pose. Now think about cat and cow here. Can you maintain the chair, but press the ribs back? And then draw the ribs forward. Stay low. Take about 4 more of those. Notice what has to activate, what has to fire up. Notice how the thighs feel. Give you a little bit of distraction there. They should be burning. Take 1 more. Perfect. Fold forward. Step or hop the feet back. Option to dance through the vinyasa. There's a lot of them. I don't usually offer this many of those sun salutations, so take what serves you. Again, make the class yours. We meet in down dog. This time the left leg lifts. As you exhale, you step it forward, ripple forward, rise up, warrior two. Perfect. The teacher in me is like, hey, let's pause here. You okay with that? Slide the feet back together, grab your blocks, bring them to the top of the mat about where you would place your hands. This time, take down dog, but hands are on the blocks. If you want to watch first, that's fine. So I want to press my hands into the blocks, and then I want to hollow out the belly. As I step the leg forward, I think about drawing the belly up, rippling forward, pressing the block away. That makes a whole lot more space for my foot to step. Does that make sense? Would you try it a few times? Sometimes blocks are like lifesavers, and other times it's like, what kind of evil shit is she going to come up with the blocks? I want you to use the blocks here as a way to make space. If you've got a large chest, if you've got a large belly, take it a couple of times, just explore. It also makes space for the arms. Notice how much more range of motion you have through the shoulders. Regardless of whose class you're in, you can always use blocks. Perfect. When you finish with that exploration and you're like, think I got it, or you're like, I have no idea. Rise up to warrior two. We're facing the bathroom side of the room of the building. Perfect. Now I want you to think about that left knee. There's a muscle on the outside of the left knee and it comes all the way up into the left glute. Can you think about engaging that muscle? Take it exalted here, keep that engagement, left arm lifts. And then side angle, keep the engagement. Press the arm against the leg, press the leg against the arm. Keep drawing that left bum cheek under. And then as you're ready, both arms are stretching toward my voice. Arms in line with the ears. Woo! Think about rolling the bottom ribs toward the bathroom. There you go. Ha! Makes it go, what? Take another breath there, don't forget it. Perfect. As you exhale, come back up. Probably should have been inhale. Cartwheel the arms. Frame the front foot, step it back, move through your vinyasa, adding, deleting, ignoring, all or accepting. Pedal out the feet here. Wiggle through the feet. And then lower the knees down to the ground. We're going to come to a high kneel, reaching around for your strap. Unravel the strap. You got one there? Yes. In studio, we have really long straps, so I'm going to fold mine in half. That just gives me a little bit more control so I don't bump the buckle on my head. Take the arms wider than the body, wider than the hips, wider than the thighs. Here you are in high kneel. I want you to think of your high kneel as if it were Tadasana. What would it feel like if you tuck the bum under? Draw the belly in, roll the shoulders back. Maintain that, lift the arms up to the sky. Now pull the strap apart without actually shifting the hands. Perfect. Maintain all of that and add a side bend. Let's go to the props first. Or it doesn't matter if you go the other way. Come back through center and side bend. Back through center. Put the hand strap down in front. It's really easy to side bend through the waist, kind of shift the hips to the side. What I'm looking for is length through the rib cage. So think about if you had a giant ball here, or if I was holding a baby and I wanted to reach for something, I want to roll up and over. I don't want to squish the baby or the ball. I don't know why baby came in my mind, but I got to hold a newborn baby. Last night. I was like, oh, all the goodness. Okay, let's try it again. Find yourself in that kneeling Tadasana. You reach the arms up and overhead. Maintain the length. Don't hike the shoulders. There you go. Take side bends, both sides. Don't squeeze the ball. Don't squeeze the baby. Perfect. Now we're going to make a little figure 8 with the arms. This is a brain teaser. I can never do it, and I can definitely not cue it. But I want you to think about rowing the strap. Maintaining that kneeling Tadasana. Maintaining the pull between the hands. Maybe even going back a little, seeing what happens. Making space through the side body, really feeling it in the shoulders. There should be sensation, but never pain. Perfect. If you haven't switched directions, switch direction. That's the brain teaser. I'm glad it's not just me. Julie also thinks of the brain teaser. Perfect. When you feel complete with that, just throw your strap over your shoulder. Okay. You can stay in high kneel. You can grab one of those blocks, slide it between your bum or between your ankles and sit down on it, whatever feels good in the feet. We're going to work through Gomukhasana arms. So I've got my strap over the left shoulder. Even if you can hit it every single time, I want you to be purposeful in your movement. So stretch that right hand out to the side, palm toward me. Lift the arm up and overhead. Now take a couple of pulses here. The entire arm is shifting back and forth. Teeny tiny pulses. I want to activate the muscle above the shoulder blade. The next time the arm shifts back, pause there. Perfect. Release that hand. Try it on the other side. Left arm extends, palm forward, we stretch it up to the sky. We're tapping into that length we found and pulsing the arm back. Now, oftentimes when we do that, the ribs go, whoo! Can you keep the ribs knit in? Just let the movement come from the shoulder. Super challenging. Okay, pause there. Keep the arms slightly back behind you. Bend the elbow. See if you can give yourself a high five in between your shoulders or on the neck. Maybe you're like, it's just going to hit my head, and that's fine. Wherever you are is perfect. Take your other hand, reach up and grab the elbow. We're going to do that same pulsing motion. We're going to bring the elbow in, slightly back. Forward, slightly back. Keep the ribs knit in. And then hold on to the strap with that hand. Release the right arm, swing it out to the side, thumb down. Bend the elbow and reach for your strap. Even if you can touch hands, reach for the strap. I want to use the strap, pull the strap apart, draw the arms behind you, keep the ribs knit in. This is the strength building of it. Hold on to that. Take another breath. Don't forget to breathe. And then soften a little bit. Now move into the flexibility. You can slide the hands up the strap. You can reach and interlace fingers. Ooh, can't interlace too. There we go. Invite the body to sink a little bit, to soften a little bit. Playing around with active versus passive. Perfect. Release as you're ready. Does that feel a little bit different? Okay. Take your strap, put it on the right shoulder. Right arm's coming up, palm toward the front of the room. Bend the elbow. See if you can tap yourself, give yourself a little high five on the back. Left arm's going to assist here. We're going to bring it across the body, draw the elbow in, slightly back. Keep the ribs knit in. Keep lengthening through the spine. Reach for the strap with your right hand. See if you can find it. Left arm releases. Thumb down as we circle that arm around. Grab the bottom of the strap. Pull the strap. Even take the hands and the strap off the body, let them hover. Notice that active engagement. The pulling of the strap is going to really tighten up the front of the shoulders. And then soften. Maybe you slide hands together, maybe you stay attached to the strap. Keep the ribs knit in. Breathe. And then release. Set the strap just on the long edge of the mat, probably on your left side. Perfect. Let's come to stand. We'll bring one block with us. Is anybody else sweating or is it just not really sure? I am dripping and I'm watching y'all. I'm thinking, you're moving through all this. You must be dripping too. Find yourself in Tadasana. Reach the arms up and overhead, squeezing the block in between your hands. Soften the shoulders down the back. Now, if it's accessible, close the eyes, return to that intention that you set at the beginning of class. Notice that every breath, every movement honors that intention. Perfect. Keep pressing the hands into the block. Press into the right foot. Step your left foot back. High lunge. But we've got a variation here. We're holding that block. Make length through the side body, stretching up, but soften the shoulders. Now, as we open the hips, warrior two. Keep the block. Sorry, Mary. Okay. Squeeze the block, take an exalted. We've been here, we've just changed the arms. Stretch both arms back. Bring both arms forward. Think about bringing the right ribs down to that right thigh. How far can you go? Come back, inhale, exalted. Exhale, that side bend. Don't forget to squeeze the block. You got one more for me? As the hands come forward, just softly drop the block. Move into side angle. Okay. If the right ribs are close to that right thigh, you can take your right hand, thread it underneath the body, see if you can tap your butt cheek. Perfect. If you can't tap the butt cheek, you're going to unwind the hands and grab the strap. Left arm comes around along the back of the waist. Maybe you interlace the fingers, coming into a full bind. You got it, Mama. Brooke, you got it. Perfect. Now, all that length we've created. Roll the bottom ribs toward the top wall. Top ribs to the top of the ceiling. Lengthen crown of the head. Draw it forward. Okay, check it. If you have your hands clasped and you're okay, stay here. If you don't, just know the next time you're going to pick up the strap. Unravel, frame the front foot, step it back, move through a vinyasa. Tiptoe to the top of your mat. When you arrive there, reach for the block. One block. Take the block in between your hands, lift up to stand. Here's that upward salute, tall mountain. Root into your left foot, right foot stepping to the back of the mat as far back as you can go. Tap them down, and then open up, warrior two. Just like before, we're taking the block behind us, we're exalted. And forward. Ooh. Bringing the left ribs toward the thigh. Kind of flow back and forth. I think there's 3 on the left side. Perfect. Putting everything we've learned about the body into practice. As you come forward, really stretch the body. Try to bring the left ribs toward the thigh. Set the block down. Exciting. So place the left hand down. Think about really squeezing the side body to the thigh, wrapping the arm around. You can take a half bind, a full bind, you can grab the strap. Wherever you are, the top ribs are rolling forward, your chest is rolling toward that bathroom wall. We're lengthening through the spine as much as we can. Perfect. If the head is looking down at the ground, lift it up a little bit, breathe, face the wall, gaze to the wall. Remember to breathe. Perfect. Unwind, unravel, bring the front foot. Let's step it back. Option to do a vinyasa or just do rest and stretch. We will meet in child's pose. So if you're flowing or not, make your way there. And then a check in. Notice the shoulders, notice the side body. What I'm going to ask you to do with your shoulders is really freaking intense. But we've got options. You can skip it. You can come back to the bind. You can find a strap. I don't care if you can hit the pose or not. I want you just to have an honest conversation with you and your mind and your body in this moment. When you figure out what prop you need, make your way into down dog. Have the prop alongside or close by. We'll meet in down dog. Toes, lift the hips. Perfect. We're moving into birds of paradise, just in case you're like, where the heck is she going? This is where we're going, right leg lifts. Step it to the top of the mat, rise up, warrior two. Excellent. From your warrior two, side angle. So hinge the ribs over that thigh. Here's where your variations happen. Stay in side angle, find a full bind, find a half bind, use a strap. Ignore me completely and take Shavasana now. Totally okay. Excellent. Okay. If you are in a bind, and even if you're not, we're going to shift all our weight into that right foot, kind of lean into a little bit, pop the back foot in. I like to put the foot underneath my hip, and then I have to really press into that foot, lift the heel. We're going to play around. Can we lift the right foot off the ground? Can we slide that right foot in and come to stand? Ooh. Ooh. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We're just playing around here, Joanna. That's fine. I quit cueing because they all took a different variation and I wasn't sure which one to cue. I loved it. Perfect. Awesome. I always like to try it again because sometimes I fall out and then I'm like, oh wait, I fell out. What if I let go of the vinyasa and just root it into that left foot and hug the right knee in? Could I engage there? So take a moment if you want to explore it on the other side, you can. Thread the hand in between. Yes, excellent. I think I said take it on the other side, right? And that's why you all went home. Imagine that. Perfect. I need to take it again on the same side. So if you want to try it again on the same side, you can. We'll do it twice on the left. Oh, that's slippery. Awesome. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but the more space you find in the spine, the easier it is. Yep, you got it. You got it. Woo! We got some little birds here. Two little birds. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Come to the top of the mat. Shake it out. Wiggle it out. Now you want. I don't know how to do the cha-cha, but I can shake my hips. Okay. So take a moment again. Just pause. Notice the thoughts that run through the mind. Sometimes it's like, oh, dang it, I had it yesterday or I'll never get it. And sometimes it's like, damn girl, you got it. Sorry, that's what's wherever, that's what my mind's thinking. So forgive me. Forgive me for my honest mouth. Notice those thoughts that race through your mind, whether they're colored or not. And then let all of that go. Take several cleansing breaths in through the nose and sigh it out the mouth. Really exaggerate that sigh. We're letting go of one side, knowing that the other side will be completely different. Circle arms up as you draw breath in. Exhale and fold as you squeeze the breath out. Half lift, gather the breath, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, float it back, down dog. This time your left leg's gonna lift. Step it to the top of the mat, open up warrior two. This should be the other side. Yes, I did it. Okay, lots of variations. Reach that front hand toward me, stretch it forward, try to bring your left rib down to your thigh, maybe even take the hand down the inside of your foot. Explore, one bind, full bind, half bind, strength. Notice what you need in this moment. This side's completely different, so let go of what the other side looked like. Shift the weight into the left foot, pop that other foot in. Press into the foot. Really squeeze the bone. Try to lift up. Woo. You've got two chances. There you go. Woo. Isn't that awesome? Good job. I'm glad she even had a toe pointed. Like she was rock star. Trying to take a picture. Sorry. 2 times, please. You don't have to go through the whole flow the second time. You just explore. You can take it from this warrior two, or you can try taking it from standing. Your choice, or you just let it go. Totally go with it.
Or if balance is a challenge.
If balance is a challenge, you can always go to the wall. That's actually, we're going there. Oh, sorry. That's okay. That's good. I've set up the class enough that you kind of know. I always picked up my leg. Perfect. Even if you hop the foot off the ground, I think that counts. Good job, Joanna. You're doing great. Okay. You got to find it. It's hard. Okay. When you're done with that, just shimmy your way over to the wall. No, just your body. If you want to use the strap, you can use the strap. That's totally cool. Okay. Good job. I'm going to stand in the center. Okay. Get up here. My strap. So we're going to try it one more time at the wall. I know you're still playing. I'm going to move on. Take your time.
But she's excited she's doing it. So.
Perfect. I'm with her. So at the wall, I want you to feel your bums and your shoulder blade. Now, if you got a big juicy bum, it's not going to be both, right? Just kind of feel where you feel kind of centered and balanced. We're going to take it from standing. So root into the left leg. Gather that right leg. And we're just going to hold on with the right leg. Extend the right leg. Can you keep the shoulders on the wall? Both shoulders. Can you keep both bum cheeks hugging toward the wall? Bend the knee. See if you can squeeze that knee up to your armpits. Really activate. Hold on to the knee. Woo. This time, just hold on to the shin, to the knee. Try to get the bum and the shoulder blades against the wall. That's the opening through the hips. Perfect. We've taken the balance out. We're really stretching through the hips. Maybe you pulse the knee closer to the wall a couple of times. Oh. And then at your own rate, at your own pace. Try that on the other side.
You're so limber. Just
It's
throwing
those
it out there.
pulses, y'all, I'm telling you. I know it seems like such a small thing, but those pulses will strengthen and balance the flexibility. And if you're really, really strong, the pulses, the opposite side will start to soften through the glutes. It's just a practice. When you're done with that, come on back to the mat. We'll meet at the top. Transitioning from our Tadasana into squats. Take any variation of squat that suits you. Some people like toes out, some people like toes in, some people like to lift heels. When you arrive into that squat, however low, however high it is, I want you to lengthen through the abdomen, lift the head off of the neck, lift it up. And then press something of the arms, elbows, hands, biceps into the legs, but resist, squeeze back. Take little pulses, soften, squeeze. Soften, squeeze. 2 more, please. This next time when you're in that active state, you're pressing. I want you to draw the belly in. See if you can engage Mula Bandha. That's the lock at the bottom of the spine. You might feel a little floating sensation. I know my bum always kind of lifts a little bit when I engage. And then release. Hands support you, come all the way down. We're gonna rock back, happy baby. Reach for the feet, hold on to the thighs. Find a little sensation of moving, swaying here. Make it joyful, make it smiling. Perfect. And then draw the knees together. Then release the feet. Take a supine twist. Keep the knees close into the chest, but take both knees over to one side. Open up through the arms. Really invite the body to soften here. I'm going to turn the overhead lights off. I promise I'm still with you. I just don't want it to shine in your eyes. With your next inhale, knees float back up. As you exhale, cascade knees to the opposite side. Let the exhale be a little bit longer. See if that invites a bit of softening through your body. As you inhale, knees float back up. We'll make our way into that final resting pose, your variation of Shavasana. Knees can be bent, you can be on the side, you can be on the back, whatever offers you the most release. Let the ankles be heavy, hamstrings heavy. Hips open. Soften the muscles of the body. Heaviness through the spine. Feel the spine sinking toward the support of the mat. Release any tension in the shoulders. Let the eyes be heavy in the sides. And stay here. Ever so gently guide the awareness of the mind to the inhaling breath. Inviting each breath to expand, to shift, swirl around your body. Over the curves, over the bends, over the beauty that is you. And then invite that movement to grow, physically shift. A full body stretch might feel great. Little fingers and toes might be what's calling to you. Know that eventually we'll all meet one another in a comfortable seated shape. That time to move at your own pace, to adjust, to shift, to arrive. Take the arms out to the side as we inhale, gather the energy all around you. Lift the arms up. And then slide the thumbs down. They can rest at the heart or on the lap. Take a soft tuck of the chin to the chest. This moment for gratitude. Gratitude for the breath, for the movement, for what the body can do, even for what the body cannot do today. Knowing that each observation is a learning, it's a practice. And then accept gratitude from the depths of my heart. Namaste. Namaste. Expand.